See you later, mate. Not impressed. You are leaving me again to go to another bloody bicycle race. We are off to European Championships. We're a little bit later than we'd have liked today because waiting for a parcel to arrive, as ever. Best laid plans and something gets delivered. Little upgrade gets delivered at the last minute. Car's packed, house is packed. Albert's off to his cat sitter's place. We pick up the parcel and then we drive up to Brittany, which would be 8 hours, Google says, so 7 hours drive. Yeah. Off we go. Chanel's behind the wheel, doing the stint into the dark. How you feeling?
Wow, I mean, could have been planned slightly better so we're not leaving at night time and getting there at 3:10 in the morning.
Yeah, it's not ideal. We can look at this Peugeot for a bit. Look, it's a lovely, beautiful Peugeot and this delightful sunset evening. Let's watch it just go past. There's a white Peugeot 3008. Oh yeah. Anyway, we left late because of the Spanish siesta. Some last little bits of time trial componentry rocked up today, as ever, all the time in the world, and it's still down to the wire. And then siesta happened, so we had to wait until 4 to pick up the parcels, which has meant we're driving into the night, which isn't ideal, but we'll just have a lazy morning tomorrow and then head out, do a couple of laps of the course and see what the go is. There's the thumbs up from Chanel.
Good morning from the hotel room. There is now the bike everything. How many bikes does one man need for a 30-minute race?
2 for a 30-minute race and then 1 plus 1 more coming for Wednesday's longer than 30-minute race.
Also, how many wheels have you got stacked behind you there?
There's 2 in the car. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought I brought another one in. Did I leave it outside? Here it is. My Worlds wheel from Worlds last year. The only thing that's happened is it's deflated itself.
But also, can we just recap?
Nice old school head tri-spoke.
Can we recap on the fact that when the car was originally packed up, there were 8 wheels in the car?
Yeah.
8 wheels?
Yeah.
For one bike?
We got race bike, spare bike, race wheels, spare race wheels, spare bike wheels. So there's 6 sets of wheels, and then and a spare front wheel for the spare bike.
I'm shaking my head right now.
And then 2 training wheels, but I left them because I'll train on the spare race wheels.
All I'm hearing are wheels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wheels.
Yeah. A lot of different types of wheels as well. Cam Worth loaned me a set of wheels. Yeah, he was like, can you test some wheels for me? I was like, I don't have a tunneler now. We're in tunneler now, 55 square metre apartment, but they would be useful as a spare set of race wheels.
When did you make your own lunch?
Oh,
Or snack?
snack, yeah. I mean, GB obviously sort us out for everything. Just a little snack.
Just a little snack. But what's crazy is right outside, if you could smell it. Oh. But hey, avocado on bread, much nicer.
Yeah. Health.
Night before Euro TTs.
Yes. Yes.
I won't ask how you're feeling. I'll ask, what's your secret weapon?
Well, I'm just wondering how exactly Wout van Aert has helped Victor Kempenaerts to European Champs Gold before the race has even started.
He's prepped him. He's had tough competition and now he's battling back. I saw him today. And
But Wout van Aert didn't help me. Why would he not help me?
You were not at Belgian Nationals.
Yeah.
We saw.
But why would he help Victor and not help me? I was just going off Victor's title of his YouTube vlog. Not that we're competitive YouTube vloggers at all. I'm a big fan of his channel.
Whatever updated around in the last 48 hours?
Fettling with bikes, obviously.
Tinkering. Endless tinkering.
Yeah. Taping up some logos because we're not running We're not running team kit. We should probably address that elephant in the room. Not running team kit for the race tomorrow, just because it's a GB event. It's been quite a long project with GB, just working out exactly what we think's fastest and using that. Yeah, I think some people have specifically written in that for national team stuff they have to use their trade team kit. I don't have that written into my contract. Lots of course recce's. Done 6 laps. 6 laps on a bike and 3 laps in a car, I think. I know where the COVID testing lab is in Plouay as well, because I had to go there, didn't we, and have our brain scratched. You kind of like, I find things to do.
You
like,
just don't want to sit.
Nah.
Just mull over.
Yeah, I'm like, how can I possibly just do something to make something go faster or find some piece of information? So all I need to do is stretch and go to bed.
On that note.
Yeah. Oh, but there's so much more to talk about. I mean,
you're at 4 minutes on.
We're staying in a beautiful Ibis. People like my rambling. We ascertained this many videos ago, even if you don't.
No, but I've got a really sore arm because I'm holding the camera.
Well, that's why we've got a stabiliser stick, you know. Work smart, not hard.
Can we do a recap in the morning?
Well, we're recapping now. I thought we did just recap. Haven't we just recapped?
Recapped.
What have we got to recap in the morning? The night's sleep the night before?
3, 2, 1. So recap on last night.
Well, recap on last night. Slept well. Slept very well.
Now packing your bag.
Yeah.
This afternoon.
So I've got my headphones for my warm up. I've got undervests for my warm up. Got some overshoes, even though I'm getting more overshoes there. Just got my skin suit with a little number pocket. It just makes life easy. Spare pedals.
Are you folding that up?
Yes, see? Well folded. Tape for holding my socks up. You kind of have to pack for podium, but I don't like packing for podium. It sounds presumptuous. But it's
Why don't you wear your skin suit on the podium?
Well, I might do as well, just to have it, just, you know.
Oh, honey, how many times have you packed clothes for podium and...
More often than not.
Prunes?
Caffeine prunes with stones in, which you found out the hard way. Some energy drink. And then a spare inner tube, not for inner tubing, because I'm running tubeless, but for cutting.
Oh.
It's a brand new inner tube. Going to cut it, going to put it around the transponder, which goes on the fork, just to make it a little more slippery.
How you feeling?
Alright.
Are you nervous?
Days like this, sometimes you're waiting all day to go racing, and I get real restless, and I just find I just like walk and do nothing, but feel like I'm doing something. So I need to like.
You could tidy the room.
Just. Well, I mean, I don't want to actually do something. I want to walk around and do nothing, you know. But so I need to like rest.
Or go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Get that mask on. Oh. How did that end up there?
Did you just break something?
Oh. Did you? You washed your hands?
I did.
Did you?
Did you sanitize?
Did you?
Did you sanitize, you grub? Driving your car to the start of the time trial.
Space. Like the Malden 10.
Yeah. How come you're not
There's about as many entries as well. I'd say actually no, there's less entries than
the Modern 10?
the Malden 10. But they're quite good. Not to say the Malden 10 entries are not quite good, but
Caliber of riders is.
Stefan Cook doesn't often rock up to the Malden 10. He should. But
We'll
that's
take
yet,
it you're
that's
sub
yet to happen.
19.
Oh, I don't think he would. That's been a labour of love.
It's been 5 years in the making.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yeah?
I'm nervous.
Is it worse being here than being like and with me? Or
Yes. Because normally I'd just be like, oh shoot, the race is starting. Cool. Like check Twitter or something.
Or like what about Worlds when you were like there but not like we weren't
Oh, we were so
together?
busy driving between the start and finish that it was kind of like, I think because we've had all these hours of just waiting.
It's a late start, isn't it? 20 to 5 high start.
Yeah.
A bit like the Malden 10 really.
There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
So okay, well you are nervous.
Yeah, I'm always nervous.
But
It's like
nerves are a good thing, right?
yeah, I think so. It'd be nice to not feel like this because it's just like that anticipation, a sort of like there's a few unknowns. Like I'm running a 1x chainring which we tested. So a single chainring with just a chain catcher to hold it on. So you take the front derailleur off, which should be fine. It's fallen off once, and once makes me very, very nervous about it. But we've put measures in place to stop that happening. But I just have to know I can suffer as much as I know I can. And
That's cycling though, isn't it? It's a competition to see who can suffer the hardest for the longest.
kinda, yeah. Well, the shortest really, because the more you suffer, nice.
Suffer for the hardest.
Yeah, suffer the most.
Yeah.
And then whoever's fastest suffers the shortest, which I guess is a positive way of looking at it. Dave Miller was racing, and I was a young whippersnapper. I said, "What do you get nervous about before a TT?" And he just said, "Bad legs." So obviously he's very confident in his ability to execute like the plan and execute the effort. I worry that I'm just not going to want to push myself as hard as I know I can.
Well, you say you've got days sometimes your body's just not. You want to push harder mentally, but your body just isn't, your body can't do it.
Yeah, but my biggest fear is my head and not being able. And it's never it happened once but it was kind of like, it wasn't that I didn't want to. It was that Geraint Thomas turned up to nationals and that just completely threw me.
He also went on to win the Tour de France.
And he went on to win he was in quite good shape, but he turned up to national TT and I was like, I don't know, it's the first time something like that has affected me in a TT.
You wrote yourself off before you even
before I started.
You were like, oh, well, there's no point me being here.
Yeah, exactly. That day, if I'd given it an honest shot like I know I can, I think I'd have been a lot closer to it. But yeah, that's my biggest worry, is just not wanting to push myself.
You start on the line today knowing you've got just as much shot as anyone else lining up on the start today.
Yeah, I think as in terms of being prepared, I don't know if there's anyone better prepared. I mean, normally you'd say Victor is almost always rocks up to the start line being better prepared than anyone else. Like Worlds, he rode it more times than anyone else, and he made a lot of trips to the UK to ride it, and he prides himself in his preparation. It's very admirable, everything he does, but he had to ride nationals. So I was here whilst he was racing nationals, so I've certainly done more laps of the course.
But he's had Wout van Aert helping him win gold. So.
Well, yeah. But I mean, him and Stefan, I think, the biggest problems today. Ganna's not here. Eduardo Affini. Affini is here, but he didn't go so well at Italian nationals, so I don't know if something went wrong for him or he's not in shape. Then there's a few guys Ryan Mullen as well. This isn't a good course for Ryan, I don't think.
Friend but foe, friend but competitor.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan and I said the dream would be to be 1-2. I think my 1-2 is different to his 1-2, but the dream would be. And then people like Jan Tratnik and Barter and Benjamin Thomas. There's a few guys that could pop up and do a good run. It's like a start list where we've all beaten each other at some point.
Yeah. You don't have your unbeatables lining up though, like your Rowan or I guess Van Aert.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say there's a dead set favourite for this, like a Remco or like you say a Wout van Aert or Rowan. Although the first 6k of the race is run on a road called Rue de Rowan. I messaged him. I was like, even that you cannot possibly enter this, even if you wanted to, you're still haunting my time trial. And he was like, you're welcome.
Right, come on, Dazit, bring it home.
Il va s'élancer dans moins de 10 secondes pour parcourir les 25 km 600, le dernier départ de la journée. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, les applaudissements pour le coureur britannique Alex Dowsett. Ça y est, c'est parti, mon cher Eric. Nous avons donc lancé les hostilités. C'est parti, les fauves sont lâchés, tir à Plouet, et les premières arrivées qui donc
g'day team. See you in half an hour.
Just freewheeling there, just trying to recover a little bit. A couple of these corners coming up, but Alex looks like he's on fine form, and this will be a big target for him, as you see him using the whole road, really trying to carry as much speed as he can into each of these corners. But Yeah, he's looking good.
What you're seeing now, Kung now sets the fastest time. Blimey. Kung with 14.21, 6 seconds ahead of Cavagna. Victor Campenaerts. So we've got the first 3 riders spread over 10 seconds. And Dowsett not out of it, but 20 seconds adrift at half distance. He's got a lot of work to do, but Dowsett is a rider who we know can really lift things up on the second part of the ride. Is he going to run out of road? I think he might just hold it, but this little bit of road just picks up ever so slightly. This is going to be desperate here for the British rider. Remember, finished 5th last year. Looks like he's just about to improve on that. This is a great ride by Alex Dowsett. Crosses the line, 103, 4th place. Just outside the medals, unfortunately. But with Dowsett crossing the line, it is, Adam, confirmation that Stefan Kung is our new European champion.
I'm not a terrible partner, but I am going to capture the most raw part of cycling, which is the disappointment, just the hardship.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. Just, I really needed today to go right.
It's contract year.
It's contract year and I don't have one. Teams re-signed a lot of riders and not me, so I'm not holding out a huge amount of hope there. I put everything on the line today. I've got a whole team behind it with GB supporting me. 50 watts down on what I did last year. I had 400 and it was a different kind of course, so to call it 30 watts down. I had 420 normalised and I had 450 normalised last year. Last year was straight off the back of the Tour, so maybe it's that. But Christ, it's hard when you put everything into it. Like everything, this is all I've been thinking about, and then it's just not enough. We set an ambitious pacing strategy. I held it for the first 10 minutes, then I had to look after myself. I just couldn't attack the climbs when you're asking for 530 watts and it's more like 480. And yeah, you kind of get to halfway point. I knew it wasn't bad. I was making a good job of it, but when they don't give you the time check, you know you're not. You know there's guys ahead.
It wasn't close, was it? There was a big gap between first and second, third, and where you were at 4th.
Yeah. So. Yeah. You know what? 0.3 off of Stefan Kung of a second last year, less than a second off of him last year, and over a minute this year, which is night and day. Maybe too much time at altitude, I don't know. Yeah, just worked incredibly hard at this, gone backwards a little bit.
Keep cracking on. That's all we can do.
Yeah, we've got Tirreno next, and then hopefully the Giro. Maybe a Worlds if there is one, but it's not a lot of time to find 50 watts. Although I think if it was a steady state power course, maybe I'd have been a bit better. Like, instead of doing like 500 and then 300, more of just sitting at 430 for a long time. Perhaps I'd have been better at that today, but normally that today should be a course I'm good on, and last year's course should be a course that I struggled against the likes of Stefan Kung. So yeah, and it's kind of I feel like it's gone the wrong way around. So yeah, have dinner, maybe have a beer, look at it, reassess it, try and improve it. But it's yeah, not a great day.